Hello everybody, welcome back to Factorio. I had a series on this a while ago, but it turns out that doing post-commentary with heavy VFX is incredibly intensive, so I'm kind of abandoning that series because it will take me literal years to actually progress with it. So instead we are starting off in the newest version I have accessible, at least, and a brand new world. Now, this is completely normal settings, there's nothing special this way, just gonna get through this one, and I'll show you more or less the basics of Factorio, so that we can actually get things running. And the theoretical goal is to get 1 RPM. Now, that means 1 rocket launched per minute. That is, however, much more than I have ever accomplished, so I don't know if that's ever actually going to happen. But we'll try. So anyways, it is day 1. I'm not seeing... Oh good, we do have a forest over here. It won't be much longer, but it is for right now. We have some coal down here, some iron, and some copper. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to complete Automation 1. That's going to require 10 science packs, and 1 science pack requires copper plates and iron gear wheels. That's a ratio of 1 to 2 on copper to iron. So good thing we in fact happen to have 2 iron deposits, but we're not going to be using all of that. I'm mildly more concerned by the fact that we don't have terribly much in the way of, like, rock right now. Rock deposit here, rock deposit there. That's just dirt. There isn't really... There's a few different disparate deposits, but who knows. And just while I dig into this rock, I am in fact using a couple of external programs for this. Like, they're not things that actually modify the game, they're more just because this game is built like a spreadsheet, so they're just little optimizers. And if you are playing along at home, for whatever reason, those 2 particular external programs are in fact Microsoft Calculator and the Factorio Calculator website. So, yeah, if you think I'm cheating, then I question what your definition of cheating might be. But anyways, we start off with 1 burner mining drill and 1 furnace, so let's just plonk that there. And this here, these are powered purely by coal, which is all the way down here for us, and that'll get some starting iron. Now, I have a lot of the achievements for this game. I have accomplished them at variously different points in time, but we're not really going for anything, like, substantial today. We're just gonna try and get ourselves off the ground, metaphorically and literally, and we're gonna see exactly where we end up. I don't know yet what my editing style for this is going to be. I'm hoping this is a relatively light kind of series, but we're gonna try. So let me just grab up at least 2 pieces of coal, and then I can get that miner going, and that furnace going, and then I can actually get a better pickaxe than I'm currently using, which is none. So, yay. You can see why later in the game you pretty much always have a steel pickaxe, but they are planning to remove pickaxes entirely, is my understanding, in more, like, upcoming versions. Haven't done that just yet, but that's going to be interesting, certainly. I don't know exactly how gameplay is going to change too much from that. Maybe we're just always pounding at the floor with what looks to be just a stick. I would zoom in to show you a bit clearer, but if I do that, I might lose track of this. Here we go. Yeah, I think we are. We do, in fact, seem to have a pick. Or some kind of rod on our back. I don't know exactly what it is we're hitting the ground with, but I hope it's durable. Okay, so, 1 in there, 1 in there. And that will very slowly get us some iron plates. We do, in fact, already have a couple, but just as a little demonstration, if nothing else. Also, because we're going to need quite a bit just to get automation started. Bit of wood. And I should now be able to make a couple of pickaxes. Hooray! I'm making 2 purely because I'm going to need a lot of these. And there we go, we've already replaced the iron that we just used up. Beautiful. And that's already out of fuel. We're going to be dealing with that for a fair bit. Okay. So, we need 10 science pack 1s, which means we need 20 iron and 10 copper in order to actually get there. I'm not really doing heavy maths just yet, don't worry. So, let's get back down to the coal, and let's actually get some production going. So that was 20 and 10, and we currently have 7. But we are going to have to handcraft this for the moment. But at least now that we have any discernible pickaxe technology, we can actually get through this a lot easier. So now, let's go for 8. Why not? There we go. Hill. Anyway, there was a teensy little bit of time before I started recording on this map, which is purely just me changing the color of my outfit. Because you start the game by default inside of the orange one that makes you look something like a convict. So, just passing on that. Okay, and we need a second burner inserter. That's going to require more... Well, we don't need one just yet. Just to, like, get to automation, we actually just need what we've got right here. So that's 11... 12... 13... Counting with lying in Factorio day 1. Okay, just a few more... I could run down there and actually get some more coal, but that might mean we end up wasting a little bit. Not that I'm terribly, like, worried about waste in a game like this, because this is a game where you will destroy an entire world, more or less, for the resources it contains. So, not a huge concern. Okay, and then just 10 here. And then I can make the 10 science packs. I will, however, need a lab and as well as like a steam engine, a boiler, and a water pump and all this stuff just to get electricity to the lab for it to work, which is even more materials. But I just want to quickly get the actual like packs themselves on me so we can just power through that. And while that's running, because I just want to let that run, I'm going to go and get myself a bunch more coal to power everything whilst we are actually trying to make the power. So, and this is how things go on day 1. Day 1 is a lot of running around, just grabbing things out of the ground with your bare hands, just so you can get the bare minimum of technology actually running. So, I might fast forward through this bit. I don't know, because again, I don't really know how I'm gonna edit this at all. Factorio with Strife is still a thing I'm doing. It's Factorio with Stripe is a highlight series, which means that I have like an hour or so of footage that I have to distill down to the best moments in like 20 minutes, which means it is laborious, to say the least, to edit. And then if I want to add anything fancy on top of it, I have to do even more. So that's why that series hasn't come out very much, but it is still on the docket. Okay, 20 should do for about now. I can make a boiler right now. Let's get that going. I just realized I hecked up because I just used the iron I was going to use for the... Okay, right. Fine. At least I picked up more of my necessary goods. Okay. Why didn't I start up here? This seems like a much more, like, convenient location to start. There. Okay, and what is it going to take for a pump, I wonder? Okay, yeah, we got just enough for that. A little more. Okay, so that's that. Now, as you can see in the bottom left here, we have an actual, like, chain going. So the things that are in blue are sort of necessary components that I have to craft. So in this case, to make 5 of these Science Pack 1s, I need to craft 5 iron gear wheels. And then it will go through them in line to do them all, which makes you slightly superior to your actual automation capabilities. Because your automation can in fact only go through one thing to one thing. It cannot go intermediate. But we can. The difference is, however, that our crafting speed is very slow by comparison to some of the things that we can get much further down the road. So I think we can get up to like crafting speed of 8. We can definitely get up to crafting speed of 4, I know that much. I don't know what the upper limit is on crafting speed, but we can get pretty ludicrously high. We're gonna need a water pump, And we're gonna need a lot more iron. Oh boy, this is where we start to want to actually get things automated. But our coal supplies are so far away right now for us, considering that we have no form of conveyor, no form of transit whatsoever. So, for now, I'm just gonna deal with it. Just gonna deal with it. Okay, just connect you directly. You've now got water, good, because that doesn't require power for some strange magical reason. And I'm gonna need a steam engine, and at least, I think, yeah, just 2 small electrical poles. Just so I can get power to the lab that I haven't even crafted yet. But we have our 10 science packs, so once we have our lab, we can do that automation very quickly. As well, for everything, by comparison to everything that we're doing right now, we can do it very quickly. We just have to get there. We just have to get to 31 iron, and we are currently at 19. And this is why you would generally start out by making several burners and several furnaces and whatnot, but we're not, because the more burner mining drills and stone furnaces cannot be crafted up. They can't be turned into anything else. So you make them, and then you're stuck with them, basically. And that's kind of cluttered. I'm not terribly a fan of that, but yeah. It could be worse. Fairly soon we're going to find out that we're not in fact the only things on this planet. I don't know exactly... Yeah, our plume is not really reaching very far just yet. We haven't even seen anything on the map yet that could be identified as living. But, in a not too distant point of time, we are going to start encountering alien life. What do we need for this? 36 and 15. I am definitely going to want to make more than one thing, or I'm not going to get anything done this episode, am I? But okay. We now have something resembling a power system. It needs coal to run, which we don't have coming in at all, but, you know, we're working on it. It's the same story with burner mining, like burner inserters. You cannot turn those into anything else, so you are stuck with them. You can't do anything with wooden chests, you can't do anything with iron chests. Steel chests is where it really starts to diversify. Inserters can be turned into basically every other kind of inserter. Pipes can be turned into pipe to grounds. You cannot turn small electric poles into anything else. It's just sort of things you have to deal with, basically. And we are, once again, out of coal. Just gonna grab that and stick that in there. Okay, so we've gotten basically everything else we need down here, so let's actually make this. Let's do it. Let's do the unforgivable sin I've just been spending like 10 minutes ranting against. And is this actually closer over here? I think it might slightly be, if only because I can actually get it on the same screen. I don't really have a yardstick here, so yeah. But yeah, once you get into like the later stages of Factorio, you can do vast sweeping changes to the world, more or less on a whim. But we don't have that opportunity right now, so we're just working towards it. It's kind of this, like, that might be why I always keep going back to saves of this game that I've even completed. Because it's like, I can start a new game and do all of that cool, fun stuff and getting through the different texts over time, but I have to do this right now first, and compare that to I can go into this save that I can do literally anything I want. Yeah. Not exactly an appealing contemplation, is it? Okay, let's get to 30. Then we can split that. Not evenly, but close enough to evenly. Between our 4 things that currently we need online. And don't have enough iron just yet for more mining drills. What we can do is we can put them in a nice little like, rotary circle over there, and that will mean that they'll actually generate coal for us without us having to dig at all. But for that, we're going to need some more iron. Okay, so if I just split that there, and you did do that, yeah, I thought as much. Okay, 32, and that really only gives us 1. It's because we're lacking stone, isn't it? Me. Always the way, there's always something you're lacking. You get something up to scratch, so it's actually outputting consistently and to the level that you actually want to be seeing. And then you find out one other thing is one other thing is falling behind. Blimmin' typical. Okay, 4 miner drills. We'll take it. And then we'll hop over here, set up a little, like, self-sufficient system for them, and then we can actually get to work. And I just noticed that, in fact, these are crafted from stone furnaces, which would be beneficial if burner mining drills were useful at any stage beyond the early game. Okay, so we just do this. That yellow triangle indicates which way they're pointing. We just give you 1, because you will mine more than 1 piece of coal per, and that gets that one going, which then gets that one going, which then gets that one going, which then starts to feed into here. Okay, so now we can just come over here and just drain all the coal that we need out of these things, and we don't have to dig another one at all. Which means we are now only concerned about mining out the copper and the iron. Yay! Progress! Something resembling progress is happening. Here on, like, day 3 now? I've lost track of how many nights we've had. Hopefully things are bright enough for you guys. I don't have access to lights. Believe it or not, coal-powered furnaces and mining drills and steam engines are something that you can get just off the bat, but a light bulb is not. So, just gonna have to deal with that. Okay, how are we doing? 33 and 33, we are very close on everything, so we just need 1 more there, please. Yes, okay. Lab crafting up, and there is so much to go through. Jeebus. And we can make transport belts, like, version 1. We could get stuff coming out. The trouble is that everything that needs... nothing except for... pretty much the miners, in fact, are the exclusive here, in that they are the only thing that will directly output. Everything else needs some kind of inserter to either take out or input, which means we'd need to actually power the burner inserters most probably. But that's something that we can take in mind over there. We just need to currently figure out a way to get the burners to actually fuel themselves to actually continue running whilst they're putting it onto the line to bring over here and stuff. But anyways, there is our first lab, and if we give this boiler some fuel, we can see that we are now chugging along. Oh. Okay, can we get to the first stage of automation before I call it quits on this episode? Who knows? Who knows? In fact, what is the point where we get electric mining drills? I actually don't know, but I presume it's before then. It's definitely not steel. Let's see, Nope, 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 nope. Nope, nope, nope. Huh. Okay, well, it's somewhere around here. Automation 2, maybe? Not likely. 3, definitely not. I actually don't know which research it is that gives us the, electric drills. Let's see if I can quickly look this up whilst you're just, like, looking at a paused screen, I guess. These are sourced from... I don't know yet, because it doesn't actually list it here. Well, that's interesting. Okay, fine. We'll just wait, and I guess we'll find out one way or the other. It'd be nice if we could actually search by what it makes. Yeah. Oh well. And you guys are out of cool. Okay, well, I can fix that up. And now, if we head over here, because I'm currently out of coal, we can hopefully just scrounge some from that cyclical mining setup. And hopefully that will keep its coal for long enough for us to actually get back as well. Yeah. There we go. 150, and it's just continuing to chug along. Nice. There is a limit to how much you can drain out of it like that. If you drain too much, then it will actually not have fuel to continue cycling, but because it will mine more than 1 piece per piece of coal, it's generally okay. You just gotta be a little bit aware of that. Okay, now we're cooking with well, actually still coal. That is, like, kind of a question, I guess, is where did the coal come from? Iron and copper are both materials. Like, they're both minerals. But coal comes from ancient trees, which I guess, like, could be coming from here. The greater question, I guess, is where is the oil coming from? Oil comes from ancient, like, living organic matter. It's hydrocarbons. So, I don't know. I guess that's the thing that we're going to be finding out very soon. Hooray, we finished it. Okay, so the next one, we can do any number of these, but these of course require green science, which is a lot more complicated. We can go for logistics, which will get us access to underground belts, splitters, fast inserters. This allows us to do all sorts of fun stuff. We could get optics, which gets us lights. Or we can start to work on electronics. Now, again, I don't know where it is that we gain access to our electric mining drills. You'd think that'd be relatively early, wouldn't you? Maybe we find that up here somewhere. But it don't seem like it. Okay, I am usually very partial to having a tool belt, but let's go for logistics, which is 20 of our things, so we'll go with that for right now. And meanwhile, we will start getting to work on some transport belts, which are 100% iron, and we can make 24 of them, which is not going to go very far, but we'll try. And then we'll see if we can rework that cyclical to come over here and auto-feed at least into this boiler. Now, you are basically set on using coal power for your electricity early on. That's not something you can really avoid. And this particular junction is going to be kind of a pain, isn't it? Before I've gotten everything else, so let me just make sure I have a route around it. There we go. Right. So we come down here, and little trick, if I go to here, I can grab a blueprint and a deconstruction planner, both of which are kind of completely irrelevant. And if I push a nice little button I've bound on my key, I can actually filter it so that only those can go in there, which is handy for down the road. Okay, I just want to do that so I can grab this. Alright, so we have these four that are currently generating a lot of coal for us. What we want to do is rearrange these so that they are not feeding into each other so much. They are needing to be actually organized a little bit differently, so that they go like that. And we want to have them output like this. So we then have burner inserters in there able to feed them. I don't have any of those on me just yet, and they'll also just sort of draw my way across the landscape and figure out just how the heck many conveyor belts I'm actually going to need. Answer is always a lot more than I have, but nonetheless, we're going to see. We also do move slightly faster when we are on conveyor belts, so hey, there's that. Okay, we're going to need 4 of these, and as many of those as we can get our hands on. And there we go. They should now feed up the burner inserters, and then they'll power themselves. Glorious. Up to, I think it's about 2 or 3. Or 5. Apparently these are hungry boys, but then again they are burning through that fuel very quickly. But once they have finished powering the inserters as well as themselves, they will start to output a gross product, as it were, all the way along. Eventually, when I actually get this entire line over there. Now that's a little bit unreliable, because if there's any kind of like break in your coal chain, you'll have an issue where the inserters will not have fuel enough to feed anything else, so they end up going quite strange. And you end up in this situation where you have an entire line of coal going into a thing, but because the inserters ran out of power like mid-swing, they're not able to actually reach and power themselves, so that everything just turns off. Which is one of the reasons you don't really want to be using coal late game. But, well, we don't have much option right now, at least. And yeah, this is going to take a while. So, I guess I'll zippy back and forth and we'll see how long it takes me to get here. Now seems like a decent point to talk about these numbers. So if you look at over here, just whilst I'm zippy-zapping as it were, we have mining power of 2.5, which is relatively irrelevant for us right now, but mining speed, 0.35 is the rate at which, I think it's per second, these will actually generate things. So if I have 4 of these, they will generate 1 piece of iron plate per second. Currently I have 2, which means they're generating 1 every, like, well, a while, suffice it to say. So I'm going to try and expand my mining just a little bit. Again, with the cardinal sin of using burners. Oh. And now that we have more iron generation, and our iron generation is actually, like, more meaningful in a number value, let alone actually, like, on belts, we might actually just, yes, we made it, hooray! Just need to change this up a little bit. I realized I have this backwards, so they weren't actually able to do much of anything. So one of them is currently out of fuel, but once this starts to come, ooh, okay, so that one actually can't reach. Well, we can fix this. Just a little, yeah, see, this is what I mean. Coal is actually passing past it, but it can't actually grab any because it actually, like, starts to run slower whenever it's low on fuel. So, yeah. That's burner inserters kinda rubbish. You want electric. But now we actually have a conveyor belt of coal coming all the way. And, whew, that backlog. You can tell when something has only recently been connected, because there's always a big backlog like that. And I don't have any iron on me, but I can fix that. There we go. In fact, let's give that an actual, like, proper inserter. It wasn't quick enough to catch that, but nonetheless. Give that a proper inserter. So it doesn't need to actually insert any power into it just yet because it's already got 50 coal, but when it actually starts to run dry, it will start to insert more. Hooray! We have accomplished something. Hey! Now what was it, 20 to make these? We do have crafting machines, and these require gear wheels. Okay, so we'll make 2 of these, and then one will make the actual science pack, and the other will make the gear wheels that go into the science pack. And we can just feed the materials in and call it for today. The grind ever upwards, everybody. So we change that to that, and we change this to that, and we are going to want some more inserters. So let's see, 1, 2, let's see, need 1 into there, and then 1 coming out. Did I? No, I did, you just, alright, well, Alt, rather, shows you exactly what everything's making. Which is handy, because furnaces actually don't show anything when they're empty. So, yeah. Okay, so we need 1 going into there, 1 coming into here, and then there, so that's 3, so we need 4. So let's just go there, give it a click to reduce it by 1. Or right-click if you want to reduce it by 5. Okay, so like that, there, and there. And we're gonna need some more power. Okay, everything standing to attention. Couple of iron chests, just because they're big. Okay. And let me see. So 20 of those will require 20 copper, which we can plunk together just like this. And 40 of this. There's unfortunately not very much in the way of an easy and simple way to switch those around, but okay. So now, yep, the assembly machine is crafting up the gears, the inserter is putting them into there. How is our power? fine because we have so little of it running anything. But it looks like it is... it's hiccuping a little bit. But it's doing okay. Okay, and now we are more or less automatically researching things. Hey, it does get better. Trust me. When I first started seeing this game, it was very much a case of everything is doing everything at once on the screen, and it's complete visual gibberish to me. Which might be a reason for me to start Dwarf Fortress at some point. But anyways, we have now got the bare minimum to progress. So, with that, I will catch you all next time.